time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. All right, OKC lives and dies by the jumper, and they seem to like it that way. I don't know when the last time a team that shot that many jumpers actually won it all.
Let's meet your Oklahoma City Thunder starting lineup.
This is Kevin Durant. Welcome to 2KU. In NBA 2K15, mastering the timing of your players' signature shots is more important than ever before. Now you, as the gamer, have complete control over how effective your shooters are from the field. On your shooter's feet, you'll see the new shot meter. Every factor that goes into deciding whether a jump shot is made or missed is fed through this meter. The color window indicates the player's general shot range. It will grow or shrink depending on where you are on the court and how much defensive pressure there is. Basically, the bigger the window, the easier it is for you to make the shot. As you learn your players, you'll find out where they're most comfortable shooting and where their hot spots and cold spots are, all driven by the real-life stats. When you start a shot, the meter will begin to fill. In the center of the shot meter, you'll see a small notch. This notch is the ideal release point for that shooter. It's tough to hit, but if you do, the indicator will light up green and you'll knock down the shot. If you miss slightly early or slightly late, you'll still have a chance to make the shot, but your percentage drops the further you are from the perfect release point. If you release very early, the left side of the meter will turn red. If slightly early, the left side of the meter will turn yellow. If you release slightly late, the right side of the meter will turn yellow. If you're very late, the right side of the meter will turn red. Be sure to practice with different players as everyone has a unique feel and rhythm to their shot. Check out the rest of the 2KU training videos to help you take your game to the next level.
He'll be the Nets off the tip. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Johnson is out there with Young. Then there's Darren Williams. Then there's Brown. And it's Lopez in at the pivot, manning the middle. Kicks it out to Johnson. Outside Williams. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Ibaka. Outside Westbrook. Kicks it to Adams. Back to Westbrook. Puts up a 3, and that one's good.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
And here is Williams. Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. Some people would say, what about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. I mean, he plays almost angry.
A lot of torque.
A lot of torque.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen a guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
Well, I like how you mentioned Rose, because I would agree, and that's a great way to kind of figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose was...
He was right in that same category.
You got it. Now Brown, after Westbrook's missed 3. Williams dishes to Brown. Johnson outside. It's the outside fadeaway.
Joe Johnson showing us a beautiful stroke right there.
Here's Westbrook. Right side Westbrook. Durant attacking. The shot is off. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Williams with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Williams kicks to Johnson. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Back to Williams. The feed to Johnson. Westbrook against Williams. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. good.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
Thunder have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Well, you talk about the financial commitment by the Brooklyn Nets. Last year's starting lineup was the highest paid in NBA history.
Well, to a man, they all made well over $10 million, Kevin. I mean, Joe Johnson was over $20 million, and boy, that's a lot of cheese to be coughing up to those guys, but it is what it is.
There's the block. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Robertson can't hit.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Young with the ball. Guarded now by Durant. Shots good from Young.
And for the around 26 non-luxury tax teams in the NBA, they might want to write up a nice thank you card to the Nets, considering that the Nets paid about $88 million in tax. That's the highest in league history. A good chunk of that change goes to those other teams.
Shots good.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Down low, knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, Lionel Hollins and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. He knows one of the hardest parts on scoring against this defense has to do with their prolific shot blocker, Serge Ibaka. He told me he's one of those guys who can get in your head a little bit because he's so mobile. You often don't see him coming. And Kevin, you add in his great rebounding and ability to hit from mid-range, and he's always an X-factor for them. Back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Another miss by Westbrook.
But even as expensive as the Brooklyn roster has been, the Nets are still enjoying a huge boost in franchise value since moving to Brooklyn. 2 years ago, the team was valued at $357 million or thereabouts. I wonder where these valuation numbers come from. But anyway, last year that number was at $780 million. And that's not a bad return in just a couple of years. It almost sounds like play money.
Brook Lopez managed 17 games last year before needing season-ending surgery on that right foot. That was his third surgery on the foot in less than 2 years. And that's the question now. Can he stay healthy?
From deep, Johnson, and he gets it to go. Johnson's got 7 points.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Durant, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Then for the Nets, Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Lopez. Allen Anderson comes in for Johnson, and it's Bogdanovich in for Williams. Now here's Waiters. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard, and he gets it to go. And for the Nets last season, it seemed that they found their rhythm as a team once Lopez was out. How could that be?
You know, sometimes you lose a key cog in your offense and in your team, and other guys step up. You change how you're playing, and guys get some confidence, and they're all pros now. So when the opportunity knocks, guys are ready to step into that role and fill the gap, and I think that's what happened.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
Jack passes to Bogdanovich. Beyond the arc. The kick out to Jack. Anderson outside. There's a good screen. Here's Bogdanovich. Goes back up, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
The Nets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
So he gets them both.
Boy, that was solid. I'll tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every shot.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Thunder 5 right now. International combo up front with Ibaka and Adams. Dion Waiters is out there with DJ Augustin. And it's Morrow in at the 3 slot. Now here's Anderson. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And Jack, here we go. Goes back up. Passes it to Bogdanovich. That one a little long.
He doesn't really scare a defense at all. You've seen him miss quite a few just like those. He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Now here is Augustine. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Here's Bogdanovich, stolen by Waiters. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City, and the basket by Morrow.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started, and a better job finishing it off.
The Thunder weren't the best team in the West against the East last year, but they didn't need to be. They still dominated the conference overall.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Durant's checked in for Morrow. Roberson comes in for Waiters. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. If what he talked about is a true indication, the pick and roll is going to be their go-to play from now on. He sees that as being their best option offensively. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
A 23-7 record for the Thunder against the East. There are just too many stars, particularly the two big ones, Durant and Westbrook. They give the Thunder so much firepower, and it makes it hard for just about every team in the league to deal with Oklahoma City.
Here is Durant after Joe Johnson's score. Back to Westbrook. 18 feet out. The shot misses.
And he's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway.
And that one's good. You know, Steve, the Thunder are going to be a factor when they are healthy.
And when they're at full force. I mean, there are only a handful of teams in the East that can match up with them. Really only a handful of teams in the whole league.
Now here's Westbrook. He has 7. Durant with it. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Here is Williams. Feeds it to Lopez. Williams dishes to Johnson. Now the pass to Lopez. Williams kicks to Johnson. Fires for 3. And Roberson pulls it down.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Durant against Young. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Kevin Durant. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
There have been a number of nicknames floated around for Kevin Durant. Everything from the simple KD to the Durantula. But the internet came up with a good one for him last season during his hot streak, calling him the Slim Reaper. I like them all, though.
Now here's Durant after the miss from Joe Johnson. Williams with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. It's Brown with the drive. The Thunder pull it in. 1:33 left to play here in the half. From deep three-point range, got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Durant.
And he's shaken off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Williams kicks to Johnson. Brown outside. Here's Lopez, and misses it off the right side of the rim. Thunder have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over